Do you have a controlling personality? Is it hard for you to trust life and just go with the flow? If so, this is the video for you. Today I'm going to share the one key reason why we become controlling and lose trust in life, why we're not able to go with the flow. This one key feature that I'm going to share with you will help you release control of life, be more trusting, go with the flow, and just be more joyful and happy. Stay tuned. Hello, beautiful soul. How are you? It's good to see you. So in this video, I am going to be talking about control, why we become controlling in life, and what is the one key feature, the one key reason why we become controlling and lose trust in life in the first place. I'm shooting this video as part of a broader article. It's a longer post. It's about receiving and how all of us have more difficulty receiving than we do giving. So if you want to check out the rest of the post that this video is going to be embedded in, just check it out. It's going to be popping up on your screen. You can go to my website, read the whole article, and let me know what you think. But now on to the topic of this video, and that is control. So many of us, including myself, have really controlling personalities that are developed across many, many years. And I have a lot of people coming to me saying, you know, I don't know how to trust life. I don't know how to go with the flow. I don't know how to relax. People have a really hard time just relaxing, and they don't know how to release control of things in their life, of people, just of everything. And so this video, I want to go back a little bit. Instead of giving you some common techniques to help you loosen up your grip on life, I want to show you the reason why your personality became controlling in the first place. I love answering the whys of life. It's one of my missions on earth. I like to help you get to the bottom of why you behave a certain way, instead of focusing on the behaviors themselves, because I'm a firm believer that once you get to the root cause of why you do something, once you know why, once that awareness comes to you, you release the behavior just like that. You just drop it. It's easier. So here we go. Why does your personality become controlling? Why do you start to distrust life? It all goes back to your childhood, and if you believe in reincarnation, it goes even further back than that. But let's just, for the purposes of this video, let's just focus on this lifetime. The reason that we become controlling as adults is because at some moment in our childhood, we felt deeply unsafe. That's the key. We felt unsafe. So I want you to think about, go back to your own childhood and think about times in your life where you may have felt unsafe. Now, think about this from the perspective of a child. I'm going to go into this pattern and just how deeply wounding it is. Think about a child that is playing in a playground with other children, and suddenly one of the children starts bullying them. What's going to be the first instinct of that child? It's going to be she's going to run home to mommy or daddy or to her caretakers. The instinct of a child is to run back to their home environment, to their caretaking environment, to their tribe, because the child associates safety with their net. Their tribe is the child's safety. Now imagine, for so many of us, including myself, for so many of us, our childhoods were very difficult. And if you have gone through a very difficult childhood, more likely than not, you have run home to mommy and daddy or run home to your home environment, but that home environment isn't safe itself. Because of any type of dysfunction, it could be emotional abuse, physical abuse, or just family dysfunction in general. Any type of dysfunction in the family unit can lead a child to feel unsafe. So think about this from the child's perspective. If I'm out in the world and I feel unsafe, and then I run home and I still feel unsafe, I've got nowhere to go. And this is where it all starts. As soon as that beautiful little tender child begins to feel unsafe within the environment that she is supposed to feel safe in, then a whole bunch of other patterns start to develop. If I feel unsafe within my own family unit, if I feel unsafe around the people, the caretakers, or the net, the safety net that I'm supposed to feel safe in, if I begin to feel a lack of safety, I'm going to start developing developing certain mental patterns to protect me. The first of those mental patterns is I'm going to stop trusting. I'm going to stop trusting those around me, and I may eventually stop trusting myself, my own intuition. This happened to me. So that's what happens when you start feeling unsafe. The next step is you start to feel a lack of trust. And then the third step is you control. The sequence goes something like this. I have a little visual for you. The first step is I feel unsafe, followed by I don't trust, followed by I control. And this happens across many years. At first, when the child is growing up, the only two feelings that she's feeling is a lack of safety, and then she starts to develop a lack of trust. Eventually, when her personality begins to form, when the ego begins to form, usually around 6 or 7, then the patterning of not feeling safe, it becomes more toxic, because now the ego starts to develop certain patterns in order to keep that child safe. Remember, she can't rely on anyone, not even on her family, so she has to rely on herself. As soon as that ego starts to develop, it starts to tell her, I'm going to keep you safe, and I'm going to keep you safe in this way, and that way, and the other. This is how control starts to be formed in our minds. Eventually, what happens is we grow up to be very controlling adults. We can color coordinate our closets. Some of us binge eat or binge drink. Some of us exercise compulsively. Some of us get addicted to sex or relationships. There are a million different ways in which control exhibits itself in our lives. Some of us obsessively want to position our furniture in certain places, and the furniture has to be exactly that way for me to feel comfortable. There are a million ways in which we can exhibit control in our lives, but it all comes from the same thing. Your ego is simply, when it's controlling, your ego is simply trying to keep you safe. So in one way or another, if you have a controlling personality, you're still living in the past. You're still living as that little child that felt a lack of safety in whatever environment she was in. So there, I shared with you the why you feel controlling and the why of not trusting life. But now, how do we get out of this? That's a little bit easier now that you know. I find that when you know the why for something, the behavior starts to drop. But I'm going to give you a couple of other tips and tools to help you get out of a controlling personality, help you learn how to flow and to trust life more. The first thing is baby steps. Go very slow. Remember, if you've developed these patterns across sometimes decades, years and years and years, you can't just expect to wake up one day and say, oh, look, I'm totally trusting and I don't have any control issues anymore. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen slowly, one step at a time. And here's how you start. With the trust issue, I started trusting the universe by kind of asking the universe for help. And I did it in baby steps. The first one is the most important step you can ever take, and that's the step of the manifester, the conscious manifester. I use the words I am in order to help me manifest a different reality. Now, if you don't know the power of I am are the two closest words you'll ever come to the definition of God or source. It's the words I am. And I always tell people, be very careful what you put after those two words. And so I love using these words to set intentions. If I want to change even a really ingrained behavior, I always start with the words I am, because then I'm imbuing that intention with the energy of God, and that makes everything change. So the way that I started to go from a very controlling personality, a very distrustful personality, to a trustful personality is I started to set out an intention to the universe. I started saying every single day, and I'm going to give you this mantra so that you can use it every single day. I started to use this mantra, I am willing to learn how to trust. Those three words, those three initial words, I am willing. are so powerful because you're signaling to the universe that you are willing to learn something different. You're willing to do something different. And when you take a step like that toward the universe steps 10 steps towards you. So start out with that mantra. Start out with that mantra and see how it feels to you. I am willing to learn. I am willing to let go of control. I am willing to learn how to trust. As soon as you keep repeating this mantra, I repeated this mantra daily, on a daily basis, I think for years, because it took me a while. I had a lot of very deep childhood wounds that took a really long time to heal. So be very, very compassionate towards yourself. Take baby steps, no pressure, nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race. So that's the first thing. I am willing. Open yourself up to trusting, open yourself up to letting go of control. And then the second thing I love using that kind of helped me trust life more is I just began to immerse myself in nature and look around. If you take any time to immerse yourself in nature, you're going to notice just how miraculous everything is and how everything kind of happens by itself. If you're sitting in nature and you look up in the sky and you just see the clouds passing by, I'm filming this while I'm actually looking at the ocean. And so I am just looking out in the ocean and the waves come and go, come and go. I'm not controlling the waves. I don't have to ask the sun to rise in the morning. I don't have to ask it to set in the evening. I don't even, think about this. I don't even have to think about breathing. I don't have a checklist of my digestive processes that I have to control and make sure that everything happens so. No, I don't. All of these wonderful things, including about 99% of your own body processes, happen by themselves, by the miracle that is this beautiful energy that is life. So think about this. If all of this can happen by itself, then that means that the power of life also can help you. The universe is benevolent and constantly trying to help you. And being immersed in nature really helped me kind of begin to trust life more and more and more. But I continued asking for help. I always ask for help. And in the beginning, when I was starting this process and I was still really new at letting go of control and I wasn't very good at it, I would still grasp every once in a while. I would ask my guides for reassurance, for signs. I would ask them, please, I need help. Please send me a sign. And I would get all kinds of signs. It would take me all day to tell you the signs that I would get. But you're going to start getting signs yourself. It could be a feather. It could be a bee just coming and playing around you. It could be a bird flying by. It could be any type of animal visitation. It could be a stranger coming to you and saying something that you needed to hear at that particular moment. It could be an email that you get from nowhere. It could be something on your social media feeds. The universe has the great capacity to bring you signals, to bring you signs, and to bring you answers to your prayers. You just have to let it go, have faith, trust, and walk towards the universe, one step towards the universe, and the universe steps 10 steps towards you. So these are a couple of ways that you can start learning how to trust life, how to let go of control. But the most important thing I think I gave you guys today is the why. Now that you know why your personality is really controlling, now you know why you have not trusted life up until now, now that you know the root cause of that, ponder that. Review the whys. Even if you have to journal them, review the whys. But now, let them go. You're not unsafe anymore. You are safe. Use the words I am again. I am safe. I'm an adult now. My past is gone. What I suffered in childhood is gone. It's no longer here. I am an adult. I am powerful, and I am safe. And I can trust life. I can trust the creator of everything around me, including myself. I can trust the beautiful energy that has created everything, the beautiful energy that allows me to breathe, that helps my heart beat. I can trust that energy, and I can trust the beautiful energy that I myself am. I am an extension of source energy. I am safe, I am whole, and I am God. I hope this video helped. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to click on the extended article. Go over to my website. I prefer to have a conversation over on my website, so if you have any comments to leave, click on the link, go over to my website, and let me know what you think. I hope this video has helped, and I will see you soon. Bye, beautiful soul. Bye.